So this question starts off by giving us a system of inequalities. The question itself says in the xy plane, point A is contained in the graph of the solution set of the system of inequalities above. Which of the following could be the coordinates of point A? So there's a lot about this question that will push me towards saying that this is a plug-in picture strategy question. Now, what I wouldn't necessarily like about doing that is, there's a lot to graph. And whenever you're graphing, we want to make sure that our points here, our tick marks, are equidistant. And I just have a lot of things to graph. I have 11 for a y-intercept for this one, a -9 for the y-intercept here, a slope of -2, a slope of 3. So it's not that it's impossible, but if there's another option for me, I prefer to choose that other option, which may be a bit faster. When I look at my answer choices, I see that all of these answer choices are basically x, y coordinate points, right? They're all ordered pairs in terms of, which means we're provided with what an x value and a y value should be that fit into this system of inequalities, which means I can use another strategy called plug-in answers. I'm going to choose to use that strategy instead because I think by using that I am certain of my answer versus here I could get close, but then there could be multiple answers that are kind of indistinguishable and I don't have graph paper and my drawing might be off a little bit, my lines might be a little crooked. So I only really use plug-in picture if there's no other option. So how do we use plug-in answers for this question? Well, it's really simple. For answer choice A, for instance, answer choice A is telling us that when x is 2, y is 1. That's what it's telling us. So I'm going to use that information to plug into both of my inequalities and just see if it actually works out that this point is true to both inequalities. So inequality 1 says that y is greater than or equal to, so I'm going to say 1 is greater than or equal to. Then it says -2x, well, I know my x is 2, so I'm going to just call that a -4, right? -2 times 2 is -4, plus 11. Is that true? Well, that will turn into 1 is greater than or equal to 7. That's not true, so A is gone, right? So we immediately cross out an answer choice just by plugging in these values. Let's try choice B. Well, choice B says that when x equals 4, y equals 1. So let's try that out for the first inequality. So again, replacing y with 1. We have 1 is greater than or equal to -2x. Well, I'm going to just call that -8 because -2 times 4 is -8, plus 11. So this would lead us to having 1 is greater than or equal to 3. Also not true. So now B is gone. How about choice C? This is saying that when x is 4, y is 5. And this is y is 1. So let's try that one. So this becomes y, which is 5, is greater than or equal to -2x, which is -8, plus 11. Is it true that 5 is greater than or equal to 3? Yes, it is. But we now have to try those exact same values for the second inequality. So the second inequality says y is greater than 3x. So it's going to be 5 is greater than 3x, which for us would make this 12, minus 9. Is it true that 5 is greater than 3? Absolutely is, which means our answer here must be choice C because we can't have two answers, obviously. If you wanted to try choice D as well, what you'll see is that this does not work. When you plug those values in, when you plug an x equals 6 and a y equals 6, it will not work. So choice C is the best answer, and I think plug-in answer is a better option than plug-in picture for this question.